the 90s hip-hop was dominated by the East and West Coast in America. The East Coast was known for its gritty boom-bap aesthetic, while the West Coast had a G-funk approach to rap. Southern rap was very underground, and it did not exist in the mainstream airwaves. Most people think that Atlanta was the birthplace for most Southern rap influence, but it was actually Memphis that gave influence to the contemporary Atlanta music that we hear today, that is filled with triplet flows and hi-hat rolls and booming 808 kicks. Contemporary artists like Metro Boomin, Gucci Mane, Zaytoven were all influenced by the sounds of Memphis. The city is culturally known for rock and roll, clean drinking water, odd architecture. The city has one of the highest crime rates, however. This is why Memphis rap seems to be so violent. Because of this, a genre called Memphis hardcore was formed in the mid-90s. The sound is known for having a dark atmosphere, triplet flows, lo-fi production, repetitive hooks, and a dreamy aesthetic. Artists in this category are Tommy Wright III, Gangsta Pat, 666 Mafia, DJ Zirk, Al Capone, and many more. These artists inspired many different subgenres such as cloud rap, funk, and trillwave. The history of Memphis rap is very dicey. There are only a handful of articles or videos citing the historical origins of this movement. Most sources lack content needed to properly research the Memphis underground rap scene of the 90s. 3-6 Mafia is usually cited as the pioneers of the Memphis rap scene. But this is wrong. The godfather of Memphis rap is DJ Spanish Fly. Fly's music was a combination of electro, soul, and funk with a dark twist. DJ Squeaky followed DJ Spanish Fly's influence and developed the genre even more. DJ Squeaky's beats were very dark and menacing. Squeaky was the go producer in Memphis. Rappers such as 8-Ball and MJG went to him to get beats. Squeaky's sound was what influenced 666 Mafia. DJ Paul and Juicy J actually sampled DJ Squeaky in their first tapes. 666 was called out for bootlegging Squeaky's sound, which caused some rifts in the scene. But 666 Mafia went on to become bigger stars than all of the other Memphis rappers. Their Underground Volume 1 album was a great introduction to most newcomers, and it was a hit in the underground. Number One Suspect by Gangsta Pat followed to becoming the first major label release coming from Memphis. MJG and 8-Ball released Listen to the Lyrics, which was an underground release, and followed that album up with Coming Out Hard, which is regarded as a Memphis classic. But then that also got sampled by 666 Mafia. It is very unfortunate that Memphis rap is a hard topic to timeline, but a rapper named L Dial-Up from Memphis released an entire song called The Unofficial Story of Memphis Rap, going into great detail the cultural roots and disputes that made Memphis. The reason why Memphis rap has that gritty and lo-fi sound is due to the production gear being used by producers during this time. Cheap drum machines and 4-track tape recordings are the reason why Memphis rap had such an interesting soundscape. The basic hardware forced producers to stretch their creativity within the confines of their limitations, creating a unique sound that was new to the ears of everyone during that time. The TR-808 features most of the recognizable drum sounds heard in Memphis production. The booming kick, the gunshot snare, and the 808 cowbell. Sampling music was different in Memphis. Most producers would sample horror soundtracks, synths, and soul melodies. Most producers would sample the same samples, or sample other Memphis rap songs. For example, DJ Zirk's Too Thick is the most sampled track in Memphis.
up on my dick because you know this shit is thick. My clip and shoot you in your fucking face. Talk your shit out with my clip and shoot you in your fucking face. Talk your shit out with my clip and shoot you in your fucking face.
How the music was distributed in Memphis was very low budget and independent. The artists distributed their music on cassette tapes and had a DIY form of promoting their music by printing out cheap hand-drawn flyers and posting them up. They gave their music to local stereo shops hoping they'll buy a few copies. The DIY attitude created a very strong culture. It still influences independent streaming sites such as SoundCloud and Bandcamp. Many contemporary artists such as Lil Ugly Mane still release their music in tape format just to keep the roots of this culture alive. Although you can occasionally find original Memphis tapes on eBay for sale, tapes do age, deteriorate, or become damaged. So most fans have uploaded their personal collections to YouTube so more people from all generations can hear the music. If there's one thing Memphis rap is known for, it's known for its flow and lyrics. The triplet flow, which today is known as the Migo flow, shaped how Memphis rappers were able to deliver their raps due to halftime beats. Artists such as Lil Yo or Yo Gotti and Lord Infamous were amazing triplet flow rappers. The tone the rappers usually chose when rapping over their beats is a high-pitched singing-like voice, which emphasizes the creepiness and dreaminess of the Memphis sound. Their lyrics usually have a lot to do with psychopathic violence and criminal behavior. Common themes in Memphis rap are horror, crime, possession, drug use, murder, and gang violence. Because of the gruesome and evil nature of Memphis rap, many rumors did spread of groups like 666 Mafia being devil worshippers or cult members. The internet fuels these conspiracies by providing information about cursed tapes and many more horror stories through 4chan's paranormal board, X. Though these allegations exist, they are hard to prove because there's not enough sources or material related to the subject matter. So these rumors remain a spooky mystery. A huge focus on Memphis rap is style instead of lyricism. Sometimes while listening to Memphis rap music, you will hear bizarre and wacky lines that are hard to interpret. But this allows rappers to have more creative freedoms with their work. This emphasis on style definitely did a lot to shape the Memphis sound. Through blogs and YouTube, Memphis rap was able to flourish and gain a cult following for a newer generation. Channels like Soulja from the North, Junkyard Kings, and One in the Chamber have fueled the new generation of listeners with classic and obscure Memphis rap tracks from the 90s. Cloud rap and funk are heavily influenced by Memphis rap. Artists like Space Ghost Perp and his Raider clan led to the foundation for cloud rap. DJ Smokey has influenced most of the new SoundCloud generation. Today, one of the best examples of a contemporary Memphis influence album would be Mr. Thug Isolation by Lil Ugly Mane. It features the dark sounds of Memphis while still being able to illustrate a very mindful and introspective thug persona. To conclude this video, the Memphis scene was a definitive era in hip-hop and rap. It gave way to many of the styles of hip-hop music that we love today. It was ahead of its time and is still loved by old and newer generations. Listeners will be able to find something they love in the scene, whether it's the atmospheric, creepy beats, the swinging triplet flows, or the DIY approach the entire scene embraced. Big thank you to those who run the YouTube channels and blog accounts dedicated to sharing this music with us. Without you, many of us Memphis music lovers would not be able to enjoy and learn from this music. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.
One shot to the head. nigga, you dead.